What is up, everybody? Crypto Hedge here with a live stream update. We have so much to go over, guys. So much to go over because, I've been saying certain things on Twitter, and I'm sure you guys are probably surprised. There's a whole bunch of things we're going to go over. We're going to go over some news. We're going to go over Charlie Lee. We're going to go over a few coins. We're going to go over some coins that I'm looking at for this upcoming month. We're going to go over, of course, Litecoin and Bitcoin. What are we looking at in the markets right now? I've been tracking it very closely. As you guys know, I do have the private trading group now. And I went over, a few things with them yesterday. And I'm going to talk to you guys about the same thing today and bring it to you guys. It's the same stuff with Bitcoin and Litecoin. And, yeah, so we're going to go over, like I just said. So we're gonna jump right into it. What's up, everybody? I'm gonna check out the chat box, make sure everyone's in, make sure the live stream's running properly. Let me know if you guys can read the words on the live stream. I tried to edit the ratio so that you guys can view it. I know that there was a problem initially. What's up, guys? What is up, everybody? We got some new people right now. Why very important update? What happened in the last 24 hours? Well, Tenacious, we're going to go over a few things today. I don't know if you're a new viewer, so you guys can't read it. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix this. One moment. Hold on one second, guys, and then we're going to jump right into it. There's so much stuff that I want to talk about. Informative stuff, so that's the good stuff. We're going to go over technical analysis, too, at some point. Maybe you guys can see it if I do this. Well, I think you guys can see it for the most part, I think. You guys want to see what the small lettering. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it like that. Alright, so Charlie Lee. We're going to go over Charlie Lee real quick. You can see that he has the Node2x in his username. I don't have the Node2x in my username. Not that I'm not against it, which I am, but I just don't have it in my username. But this is pretty interesting with Charlie. Full disclosure, I created the $1 million SegWit bounty that was known about for a very long time. Now that Bitcoin has activated SegWit, this bounty is no longer needed, which is true. So this is pretty much a plot twist. I'm sure people didn't know that Charlie Lee had that $1 million SegWit bounty, which is interesting. And, he just did that recent bet with Roger Ver. And there was a few other people that were trying to bet him as well, which he canceled out on and didn't do. And I also want to get to something real quick with the Bitcoin Cash blocks. Charlie Lee recently has been posting about when the Bitcoin Cash blocks Bitcoin Cash has been more profitable than Bitcoin. And whenever that happens, or whenever he usually posts that, and this is just a coincidence, I guess you can say it's a conspiracy. Everything else we're going to talk about is not a conspiracy. It's all factual, but whenever he does say that Bitcoin Cash is more profitable, Bitcoin seems to go up, because he said it yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday he said Bitcoin Cash was more profitable than Bitcoin. We could probably scroll down to it, actually. Roger Ver accepts. Where is it? We could probably see it. Hold on. Maybe we can find it real quick. Oh, man. And you can see Charlie has been going crazy about the whole 2x hard fork, which is a very big deal. You can kind of tell that Charlie Lee is a bit worried about it, since that's all he's been talking about. And it's really all political, and I think it's just causing a crazy amount of confusion. And that's the next big, FUD episode that I don't think we've approached yet, but I think it's going to eventually start blossoming because we're getting closer to November. And I'm going to show you guys my technical analysis and what I think could possibly happen. There's 3 scenarios right now. I know that you guys saw my tweet that I shorted. I did post that I shorted, and I didn't delete it because I am still in that same position. And I'm going to explain to you guys why I shorted. I'm going to explain to you guys in great detail why I shorted. It's not a big deal. It's not that I'm not bullish. I am very bullish. But there's certain things that I'm trying to take, certain steps and be smart, protect my profits rather than taking risk, because the risk-reward ratio is still not lining up to where I want it to be in order for me to stay in the game with my swing bags, which is Bitcoin and Litecoin. I still have my long-term holdings in storage, but my swing bags I am liquidated right now and it's shorted. So and I'll tell you guys where I'm aiming at in a minute. But yeah, so whenever Charlie Lee says Bitcoin Cash is more profitable, we always see Bitcoin go up, and he's done it a few times. And I don't know the consensus behind that, but that's just something that I've noticed. It's kind of like the conspiracy with the whole Bitmain thing when Bitmain was coming out with all the Dash miners, and the value went up, and then when Litecoin came out with the L3 pluses, Litecoin hit a new all-time high. We were talking about that in previous live streams. Sorry if I'm not looking at this direct screen. I'm using another monitor. But yeah, so you guys can see that I have my face as my profile picture. Yeah, I don't know why I did that, but I guess I'm trying to be like Charlie Lee with the headshot. So I guess I'm just gonna leave it that way. Yeah, so let's get to business. We're gonna go over news real quick, and then we're gonna go over the coins that I'm watching, and then we'll do technical analysis briefly. The technical analysis is going to be important, though. So I'm sure you guys have seen this, where robbers posed as Bitcoin traders in India arrested. So basically a guy was trying to buy Bitcoin at a discount, and he got robbed. But people, I guess, in India are afraid to, tell the local authorities and police that they got robbed, because they're going to ask where the money came from, and if it's laundered money and unaccounted for money, then they could be in trouble too. So it's like a lose-lose situation. And right here it says, he was then thrashed and let off with a warning not to approach the police, which is just crazy that he was just, hit and then set off with a warning, which is crazy. I think that if you do something like that for $55,000, you should be, going to, court or whatever it may be. But it's craziness. This is a crazy story. Nothing surprising though. I mean, things like this happen in the cryptocurrency community. I mean, it's a decentralized, unregulated currency that's, relatively untraceable. And it was pretty obvious that, it was a too good to be true scenario, because the guy was offering at $1,100 per Bitcoin, which is a 70% off discount. So yeah, I don't know if I could get an $1,100 Bitcoin, I would do it right now, but that's obviously not the case. So that's an interesting story. And then over here, Zimbabwe, Bitcoin's price skyrockets to $7,200 on the Zimbabwean exchange. I think we have a few Zimbabwe viewers, supposedly, in my videos sometimes. I think it's a joke though. But yeah, so it skyrocketed to $7,200, which is, crazy. People are saying that, the Zimbabwe dollar is not that, worthy, or, doesn't have much value. But I believe this is a comparison to USD, so $7,200, which is well above the going spot price for Bitcoin at the current moment. So this is interesting to see. The value's up right here. This is leading the country's citizens towards finding alternative stores of value, like hoarding gasoline, food, and medical supplies, certain commodities, and now the digital asset Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is definitely a big thing. It's a big thing in Venezuela as well. They have the corruption there. They have just a lot of issues in Venezuela. So it seems that cryptocurrencies are becoming a big thing whenever there is corruption or a breakdown of society, or of a government. Which, the fiat currency is definitely not stable at the current moment, and I think that we are eventually, without a doubt, going to be ending up into a very big hole with fiat currency, especially the US dollar, which is just, we're $20 trillion in debt, which is insane. You have the stock market that's about to pop. So, this is interesting story, but I mean, it all leads to the scenario, and there's people thinking that Bitcoin is not going to be a hedge when, crap hits the fan, which I very well think it would be a hedge if crap did hit the fan. And we're seeing it in other countries. So this is an interesting story. And on to this. Now, this is something that I shared on Reddit. I know that we had our live stream, or we had like multiple videos talking about who's going to be the next to adopt Litecoin or Bitcoin, either or, probably both. We have Overstock.com. I believe it's Overstock.com. They accept cryptocurrencies, a whole array of cryptocurrencies, not just one or two. And I know here's the debunking of the Amazon accepting cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin. Basically, they're saying that it was a Squawker Media post, and right here, this guy right here, what's his name? James Altucher was promoting his newsletter, and I guess it was a misspoken word, and he was saying that he's certain that Amazon is going to accept Bitcoin. They have no choice, and this will be the tipping point that will create massive generational wealth, unlike we've ever seen before, which is true, but he was putting a date on it. I believe he's like right here, as early as October 26th, which is the date of its next earnings call. So this all ended up being fictitious, just so that he could sell his newsletter. So this is just... And I kind of talked to you guys about that, where it was, obviously a rumor, unbacked source. There's no reputable source behind this announcement. Just a guy right here selling his newsletter. I don't even know who this guy is. Not that I care to know who this guy is, but he's supposedly an entrepreneur. But there's also another side of this, and then this is another part. This is more so biased. The reality, Amazon probably won't accept Bitcoin anytime soon. Now, there's a point that Bitcoin wouldn't be accepted by Amazon anytime soon. It would make sense because there's so much volatility at the current moment, and also you have the hard fork, the 2x, SegWit 2x, whatever, coming up in November, and you just have a lot of issues that could arise. So I think that once we meet this standard level, of equilibrium, we will maybe see the acceptance from Amazon accepting Bitcoin and Litecoin, which would be exciting. But we also have to take into account on the upside is that we all know that Amazon is the first to implement something. They have, what are they, flying drones? You can like buy toilet paper on Amazon and get it flown to your house, with a drone on Amazon Prime or whatever. And then they have, Amazon Fresh and stuff like that. So they're always the first to innovate something with technology, and cryptocurrency, cryptography, blockchain technology is really going to be the next big thing. It's not going anywhere. So I think that eventually they will accept it. Obviously, we don't have a date. Obviously, this is debunked. But like I said, Amazon, if it's going to be anyone, I would really be keen on it being Amazon. And it could be, Alibaba, like we said before, another big, international exchange, e-commerce website for bulk product. But Amazon or Alibaba is definitely what I'm looking at. I think that, down the road, they're going to be the ones to innovate this and get them in. And also, Amazon, we talked about this. We had a whole live stream talking about who's going to accept a cryptocurrency. We had a whole live stream. It was actually a great live stream. Very big live stream. And we were talking about how Amazon accepts multiple types of payments right now. They accept all sorts of different types of payments right now. So, I don't see why they wouldn't be accepting Bitcoin. But, there's also regulatory things that need to take place. There's also, like I just said, everything else. And, cryptocurrency demand is growing. So the value is increasing. It's an appreciating asset. It's much bigger than the dot-com boom, I think. I think it's going to be a lot bigger. I think it's, it's a currency. It's not, a company. It's a currency. So a lot bigger, outcome that I'm expecting from cryptocurrencies in general. So, yes, this was debunked. I don't even know this news source. I don't really read CryptoCoins news, but the guy has a point, and it's a little bit biased, but I guess this is just what's going on, and it is debunked, so as of right now. And then right here, of course, this has happened multiple times. I mean, I've been trading Bitcoin for a while, and China has banned Bitcoin numerous times, and this is no surprise. There's miscommunication. It's all miscommunication. They always come out that it's miscommunication. But the good thing is that Bitcoin or cryptocurrency exchanges are going to be regulated. So regulation is a good thing. That's extremely good. It's much better than, an actual ban, which I would never expect from China. I mean, they're like the headquarters, one of the biggest active countries trading Bitcoin and involved in cryptocurrency. So obviously we're not going to be banning it, but there's only going to be 2 cryptocurrencies that are going to be regulated and used. I think BTCC is going to be down for good. You can look right here. Yeah, so BTCC stopped accepting deposits in the yen. and cryptocurrencies. Although the exchange will stop all trading operations by September 30th, BTCC has stated that it will continue to process withdrawals until October 31st. So until October 31st, BTCC is still up and running technically, but they have stopped all trading on September 30th. So they're out, done and over with. Everything is really priced in at the current moment, to my belief. I mean, maybe we'll see a little bit of downward movement because of the whole Amazon debunking thing, but I don't think that's really going to move the markets. And I know we had the FUD with Korea, we had the FUD with Russia, but nothing big. It's all priced in at the current moment. We saw the dip for that. So yeah, so we have OKCoin and Huobi, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is going to be the nation's virtual currency regulations are set to come into effect. Has led to speculation on the surviving exchanges. So basically, these are the only two that are going to be used. The Chinese government is going to cease operation of cryptocurrency exchanges. So just these two exchanges, BTCC is out. Now, BTCC was created by Charlie Lee's brother. I don't know why. You know, you would think, and BTCC was the biggest exchange, I believe, in China. So I don't know why BTCC is, you know, one that's not going to be here, and it's going to be OKCoin and Huobi. You know, that's Charlie's brother that created that exchange. So I don't know what's behind that. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you, but China's back in the game, and basically what they're saying is that it's miscommunication, guys. They never said that they were going to be banning it, yet regulating it. So implying the recent crackdown on cryptocurrencies exchanges is temporary. Right here. So two exchanges right here will be operational when the legislation comes into effect. So China's back in the game. They were never leaving. No surprise. No surprise. I mean, no surprise at all. So now this is pretty interesting. Ledger X is going to be the regulated institutional options trading exchange for Bitcoin, and basically Whale Panda said that Wall Street isn't coming, Wall Street is here, which is basically true if you look at this article. This is basically a publication to the SEC, like a submission to be trading options in Bitcoin, which is a big move forward. Ledger X is going to be one of those exchanges that's going to be very big, and a lot of money is going to be flowing in once that Ledger X exchange does implement itself and get certification and approval to be trading options. I think hold on one second, I'll look at this real quick. Yeah, so the CBOE is next as well, the Chicago Board Options Exchange. So big news, I think, and this is also leading to LedgerX will list the exchange contract no earlier than October 4th. There's a lot of things aiming towards October 4th, not October 4th, October in general. And there's also a lot of things that I believe will be released, not on Litecoin, like specifically, but in general, I think that there's going to be some action in October. And this is just one more thing. There's another thing that I'm going to show you guys in October that was talked about as well. But yeah, so October 4th, no earlier than October 4th. Oh yeah, it was the Amazon thing. So Amazon, the thing that got debunked, them saying that it's going to be here like October 26th or whatever. So that's another point to October. But I just don't know if Amazon's still going to be coming into play in October. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But you know, Charlie Lee said the ball is rolling. You guys remember me asking that question. We have even had it as my intro. That I asked him the question, you know, is there going to be any big names adopting Litecoin or just, you know, cryptocurrencies in general? And he said the ball is rolling, so I'm going to take his word for that. But you can also see, like we said, I mean, he's pretty puzzled by the whole 2x hard fork. No 2x, so no bueno. Definitely seems puzzled. And big bets on the line as well, so... Now we're going to get over to a few other things. We're going to talk about Vertcoin. I don't know what this is. Alright, so we're going to talk about Vertcoin, which is exciting stuff. I think I'm very bullish on Vertcoin. Especially in, you know, shout out to Data Dash. I saw his post on, I saw a post on subreddit. You know, I didn't even put two and two together. Ethereum Ethereum is going to be going from proof of work to proof of stake, which basically is comparable to like NEO, where you buy NEO and you basically gain gas from it, basically gain interest from it. So it's going to kind of be like Ethereum's going from proof of work, which is really not, I really don't think proof of work, at the bottom line, I just don't think it's very maintainable because of the amount of energy it uses. Just a lot of electricity, and mining is becoming more popular. So I don't know how that's going to pan out with the whole proof of work thing when it comes to cryptocurrencies in general. But all I know is that Ethereum is going to be moving over to proof of stake, which is a lot different than proof of work, which means that there's going to be an abundance of GPU cards, looking to mine a coin. And Ethereum was a very popular coin to be mining with GPU rigs. I never mined Ethereum with a graphics card, but it was a popular one, and that is a very good, not comparison, but putting two and two together with the proof of work going into proof of stake and GPU cards being available, and we could see Vertcoin definitely having a higher amount of miners mining Vertcoin, like explosive on the network mining Vertcoin. We have the halvening in December, which is going to be a big deal. You'll be mining a fraction of what you would be mining right now. So the halvening is going to relatively, I mean, if you look at it in a certain perspective, it's going to increase the value of Vertcoin. We already see Vertcoin's waking up. We've talked about Vertcoin since it was 40 cents. I did the interview with the lead developer, James Lovejoy. Great insight on Vertcoin, ASIC resistant mining, and as of right now, Vertcoin is only mineable on NVIDIA graphics cards, and they're going to be moving over to, or they're working on making it able to be mined on AMD cards, like the RX 360. So I'm going to show you guys the difference. I have you guys know I did the tutorial on how to mine Vertcoin. I told you guys I have the GTX 1050 Ti right here. So this is an NVIDIA card. So NVIDIA cards are different than AMD cards, which this is an AMD card right here. I can actually show you. It's like the RX cards, RX 560, RX 570, RX 580. There's a bunch of AMD cards. So the Radeon's popular. So they're working on making it able to be mined with AMD cards, which is going to be even more explosive, because that just points to the fact that the people that were mining Ethereum through proof of work, which no longer can do that, are going to be moving over to another coin, which would preferably and most likely be Vertcoin, especially with the atomic swapping that's going to be coming out sooner or later, and also Lightning Network is already on Vertcoin, but atomic swapping is going to be a huge thing on the Lightning Network, not on chain, but on the Lightning Network. So I think that Vertcoin is definitely on my watch list, not only for October, but for till the end of the year, and so on and so forth. I'm glad I'm hodling it. I have not been swinging it, and I think we're going to look at the charts in a minute. I think we did find a bottom, but I'm very excited. We can look right here. This is, hold on, let me pull it up. Right here. So the project, this is actually pretty interesting. Vertcoin maintained to get $10,000 worth of donations. I think it's $10,000 worth of donations in Vertcoin. And they have right here, you can see AMD optimized miner, fund bounty breakdown, and the donation goal is 15,000 BTC. They're at 3,000. I've donated quite a bit to the Vertcoin team. And I plan on continuing to do so because I just really believe in the coin, and they've been getting a lot of donations in general. So if you guys can go to vertcoin.org, donate and donate to them. They have their addresses here. So definitely a lot of interest gaining with Vertcoin. I think it's going to be, I guess, a hype coin or a shield coin relatively soon. The same with Decred. Decred is on the up. So Decred and Vertcoin, all the Segwit coins. You guys know I love the Segwit coins. I'm very keen on them. But there's a few other coins that I'm looking at as well. And they're probably coins that I haven't even talked about on this channel. Also, something that I wanted to touch base on with Vertcoin. Oh yeah, so Vertcoin is going to be implementing the Tor wallet. The Tor wallet is going to be providing IP address privacy and anonymity with just a few clicks. and they said stay tuned for details. So the Tor wallet is in development. I mean, the roadmap is packed for Vertcoin at the current moment. I wish I could show you guys. Yeah, it's right here. Perfect. So you can see in progress the Ledger Nano S and Ledger Blue support, which are hardware wallets. Probably the most popular hardware wallet other than Trezor. They're going to be supporting Vertcoin, so I'll be able to store my Vertcoin on the Ledger Nano S. And I'm thinking about getting a Ledger Blue, which seems pretty cool, but that's a big deal. You know, people trust these hardware wallets. It's the next best thing to paper wallets. So I'm very excited about that, to be able to store my Vertcoin on this rather than a Vertcoin Core wallet or the Electrum Vertcoin wallet. And also right here, like I just said, the Tor Electrum wallet and hidden service nodes, which is an anonymous Tor wallet, which is going to be a huge deal. It's an anonymity factor. And also stealth addresses are right here, re-implementation of stealth addresses. These are all the things up next, and this is jam-packed as well, but you've got the expanded Vertcoin exchange and wallet support, and the one-click Vertcoin miner, which is not working. It's in beta test, so it's soon probably going to be released, which is awesome. So in an AMD GPU miner, so they're working on a lot of things, and I'm extremely excited about this roadmap. And like I said, with the whole Ethereum proof of work, proof of stake, Vertcoin is proof of work, so those GPU cards can go right over to Vertcoin, especially since, what's it called? Especially since Vertcoin is on the up. I mean, they have a lot of things coming out soon. SegWit, and SegWit's already implemented, but atomic swaps is going to be the next big thing. Litecoin doesn't have Lightning Network yet, but it's all relative. You know, you have seen Vertcoin working with Litecoin and so on and so forth, even with Decred as well. So the SegWit coins are big. I know people have been asking me about VIA coin or Via coin. I'm not too big of a fan of Via coin, especially because of the development team. And I know that the creator of Via coin, I'm almost positive the creator of Via coin is probably like the biggest shill on Twitter. I'm just not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of someone that you can't take seriously. I don't care if it's on Twitter or what, but if you're developing a coin that you want to have a future of that coin, I don't care if it's SegWit or not. It's an irrelevant SegWit coin, if you will. And it's really the development team that I'm not that interested in. The Vertcoin development team is very active, very honest, open with the community, very friendly. A lot of them are MIT students, brilliant people. You barely know anything about Via coin, and it kind of reminds me of like a lot of these ICOs. You know, you see on Twitter all the time all these shilled ICOs. I'm just not into that. I'm into smaller cap coins if there's a potential for a percentage-based growth to get profits on, but that's what Via coin reminds me of, guys. So Vertcoin is on the up and up. I'm excited. Hope you guys are excited as well. So Vertcoin, like I've been saying all along, I've already been looking at Vertcoin on the charts. I'm looking at a reversal relatively. I think we've already seen a reversal, a start of a reversal. So we're going to get to the technical analysis in just a second. I'm going to check out the chat box to see what's up in the chat box. I haven't checked it yet. What's up, guys? Just want to see what you guys are up to, and then we're going to head over to the TA. There's a bunch of scenarios that I want to get at. What is the price of Bitcoin right now? Let's check out the price of Bitcoin. Alright, I'm going to check out the chat box real quick, and then we're going to move forward, like I said. 0, it will probably not now with no electricity, but will later when they get back up. Watch. Would like to hear if crypto is playing a role in Puerto Rico at the moment. We'll probably find out in days to come. I know there's been a lot of politics with Puerto Rico and the bashing of Donald Trump or the U.S. for the lack of support in Puerto Rico. I'm not really sure the whole thing that's going on over there, but I know that I guess they lack resources and they're pissed. Is all I know so far. I know there's something happened in Spain as well with voting. So you are very okay. Any thoughts on NEO? Yes, NEO. I'm bullish on NEO. We'll get to NEO in just a moment. Bullish on NEO. I'm bullish on, I'm bullish on Litecoin and Bitcoin, but we're gonna go over the scenarios. There's two scenarios, or there's really three scenarios, but there's two that I'm looking at right now. And one's bearish, temporarily bearish, which could extend into a further retracement down to a lower low, which wouldn't be good. And the other option is, bullish. And I'm going to tell you guys what I think. Litecoin is the more stable coin that will be picked by more conservative blue chip companies until Bitcoin stabilizes. I can see where you're coming from with that. Just Bitcoin is the most well-known coin, and if Bitcoin is going to have issues, like it's been having, it's recurring issues, and it's just going to be continuous. You have the whole 2x in November, 2x hard fork in November, and I just don't think that's the end. I think that there's going to be more issues in the future, so we have to. I'm watching it very closely, but it's really all political, and you have Roger Ver talking to himself on RBTC, which is pretty amusing. I'm just not a fan of RBTC. I just think that it's literally, I feel like bots are on RBTC personally. I just think it's like a bunch of hogwash. It's like the whole community does not favor quote-unquote B-trash, and you've got RBTC, which just, it's not moderated. It's not, I wouldn't say it's not moderated, but it's not, yeah, I guess it's not moderated, so you can post anything you want, but if you post anything that's against Bitcoin Cash, you're gonna get downvoted. You're gonna get downvoted like instantly. So it's interesting. A lot of these coins are not going to be here in 1 year. A lot of these coins are not going to be here in 1 year. Absolutely, I agree. A lot of coins are going to go to zero. What do so do you think they will just use BitShares? I'm not looking at BitShares. I'm not looking at BitShares. I'm not looking at, I know Digibyte. We saw a reversal with Digibyte. People are starting to shill it. I do see some potential with Digibyte, but that would be one of the coins that I'm not a long-term hodler of any of these coins. Faster than Litecoin has bigger block size. I don't use either. I should look into Waves. I did talk about Waves in a previous live stream, telling you guys that it has upwards potential. We did break out, so I'm thinking Waves is still going to be going up. So we're going to look at the charts in a second. Digibyte is a bag. I would have to agree with you. I just think that, I don't know. It depends on if we truly do enter another bull run with Bitcoin before this whole November FUD, which obviously there's a possibility we could be entering into a fifth wave for Bitcoin, but there's no confirmation as of yet. I know people are saying that, it's extremely bullish. Oh my gosh, we went up 10%. We're so bullish. I'm very bullish, but we have to be realistic and not mix emotions with, the realistic approach on Bitcoin and where it really stands right now. Like I said, I'm bullish, but we have to look at both scenarios. All right, so. VIA is not similar to, VIA is similar to Vertcoin, but I told you guys why I'm not into Vertcoin, VIA coin. Alright, so I missed out from now until the beginning what was discussed. I'm still new to all this, but I can still read stupid Morse code. Some of these comments are dumb as hell. I haven't even been looking at the comments, but I see people are deleting comments, and I'm like reading the ones that are deleted, and I'm just like, they're not even like mad comments, or just like shills. This show is one big Vertcoin shill. I'm not a Vertcoin shill. We're talking about everything else as well. Alright, so we're gonna get to the charts now. What about Ripple? Ripple, I believe Ripple, yeah, I think Ripple is bullish right now. We could be heading back up. Going on a long, I don't hold Ripple. I'm biased against Ripple, just like I'm biased against Ethereum. Yeah, I mean, I don't hold any. I hold a tiny bit of Ripple in my portfolio, like barely any. Morse code. DM me on Twitter. Romano is a funny shill. Alright, hold on one moment, guys. I have to plug in my... I'm going to pull this up. I have to plug in my laptop, so give me a moment. We're going to pull up Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to be... Hold on one moment. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we're going to look at the technical analysis now. I did watch World Network or whatever, World Crypto Network, and I saw Tonevei's technical analysis, which I could agree with. Which is one of my scenarios, is what I'm looking at with what Tonevei said. But he seems very confident that it's going up, and I think that we do need to look at two scenarios. You can never just say that we're going straight to the moon, because that's not the case right now. What's the deal with Ethereum? I'm not sure. Mark Cuban says $1 million ripple. Mark Cuban says a lot of things. Mark Cuban, like a month ago, was against cryptocurrency. So Mark Cuban says a lot of things. Alright, so we're going to get to the TA. It's going to be interesting. I did a live stream with the private group yesterday and went over everything. And I didn't save the charts, and my computer was like really slow because I had so many tabs open and stuff. So I have to like redo it. But what I'm looking at right now for Bitcoin, and this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you have to follow Bitcoin's TA because it determines the outcome of all the other coins. So Litecoin is, like I've said, a very hard coin to day trade because the indicators on Litecoin are more often than not completely false. You really have to follow Bitcoin to determine where Litecoin is going to be going, because Litecoin piggybacks behind Bitcoin. Actually, it grows whenever Bitcoin starts going up, Litecoin actually goes up faster in percentage-wise against the USD pair. But wherever Bitcoin goes, Litecoin is going to follow. So we always have to look at Bitcoin because it's important. So we're looking at the 1 hour right now, and I'm also going to show you guys the butterfly, the bearish butterfly, the failed Gartley, which is a bearish trend that I'm still thinking that we're going to be entering. All right, so let's get into this. Well, I'm going to pop up the chat box so that you guys can see. I want to see you guys' chats. Also, make sure to smash that like button, of course. I don't know how many people we have watching right now. Yeah, so we have a little bit of selling pressure right now. We've really just been, frozen, consolidating, if you will, around this level right here. We've been going from like 4,300 down to like 4,250. Now we've double bottomed here, but I'm still not positive that we are going to break out of 4,400. We have a lot of resistance at 4,400, and we have a rising wedge at 4,400 where we could fall out. So that's one of the scenarios we're going to go over right now. Let me see real quick to make sure everything's running smoothly. I don't know, how long has this live stream been up for? 43 minutes. We're not doing too bad. Awesome. Alright, so let's get started. Hold on 1 second. And we're going to look at NEO, we're going to look at Vertcoin, we're going to look at Litecoin, and we're going to look at Bitcoin. And I'm going to show you guys the coins that I'm watching, which Stratus is one of them. I'm watching Stratus closely. The roadmap is packed for Stratus. They just came out with a new thing on the roadmap, or a new roadmap projection right here, I think. Oh, this is cool too. Gosh, I'm like jumping all over the place, but I want to show you guys this. The Mobi wallet, which is a phone application, and the denominations are in lights, which is really cool. But yeah, so the Stratus platform, real quick. We're going to get to Stratus in a second. We'll get to Bitcoin. So the new Stratus roadmap, they just posted this 5 hours ago. I retweeted it. The roadmap is packed, and you have the Breeze Wallet Alpha. The one thing that bothers me about Stratus is they're not doing their best marketing. They need to do a better job, just like Lisk. We'll go over Lisk briefly as well. I think Lisk will bump up a little bit, but they just really need to get on their marketing. They're slacking heavy. I guess it's because they're traveling. I don't know. Whatever. So I'm going to show you guys the scenarios. Let's get to the charts. Hold on one moment. Un momento. Let's get over here. So I'm going to pull up the indicators as well while we do this so I can show you what I'm looking at. And we're basically still very neutral. We're still very neutral. Even though we went up, we're still very neutral. We lack volume. There's not a lot of up pressure right now, buying pressure. So it's not really the bears game, it's not the bulls game. It's literally we are like a neutral, like a I don't know how else to explain it. So we can see a reversal on the MACD, which hasn't been that significant. But we are definitely at a tipping point. I'm going to draw out the rising wedge as well. Real quick, here we go. Here we go, hold on one second. Actually, I'm going to go to the 4 hour. The 4 hour, I like to look at the 4 hour to determine whether or not we're bullish or bearish. The 1 hour, I like to browse at, but I don't usually determine whether or not we are bullish or bearish by looking at that. Right here. I don't want to mess up, so I'm looking at a screenshot that I took. I've gotten no sleep at all. Like, at all. Alright, here we go. This is the channel that we're in. Right here. Alrighty. And I'm also looking at this. So, we have resistance at $4,400. Sorry, my thing's trying to load. Look right here. So we're following the uptrend precisely. But we're also getting very close to this rising wedge, which is a danger zone. And if you look at the historical charts, we do usually see a reversal at the location that we're at right now. Now, I think that if we do break out of $4,400, I think that we will rise up to $4,600, a round number, $4,600. And I think that if we do hit $4,600, I do expect a retracement, a relatively good swing from $4,600 if we hit that point. But we still have not broken out of $4,400. We've gone up, I think the highest is $4,352. So I am neutral still. I'm waiting for more confirmation. We need to break out of 4,400 to see the upside. But even if, like I said, if we break out of 4,400, I'm not seeing a new all-time high if we break out of 4,400. I'm seeing around, like hitting like 4,600 is my bet, my zone that I'm looking at. Anywhere from like 45.50 to 46.50. I feel like we'll see a retracement if we break out of this wedge on to the upside. And we had a failed, I think it was a failed inverse head and shoulders on Litecoin too. But like I said, you have to follow Bitcoin. So I did short my Bitcoin at around $4,300 temporarily. And you can see that it's been going up and down, up and down. Basically consolidating all day. And this is like a good time for day traders to be trading because they can make quick profits. But I'm not risking any swing trade. I'm not risking any day trades. I'm relatively just staying out, waiting for us to either break out or move to the downside. Now, if we break out of here, our first support zone would be at $4,039, which is our newfound support from the past few days. We found support here, moving back up, and we broke out of another wedge. But it was, I think, I would describe it as a fake breakout to the upside because we fell right back into that wedge. But this is definitely a more accurate depiction of what I'm looking at. So if we break out of this rising wedge right here, I could see it's going to around $4,040, or I could see it's going down to like $4,800, potentially $4,500 too. So I'm seeing more downside potential since we're failing to break out of this rising wedge at the moment. So these are support zones. I'm going to highlight them in green. And this is simply for Bitcoin. Now, Litecoin has also been neutral, of course, going back from, I think, back and forth from like 53.50 to 54.50. Nothing big, no big movements. Now, the RSI, I can't say the RSI is bullish or bearish. I would say it's neutral, but I was looking at the historical, and I'm really thinking that we could be heading back down temporarily. Like I said, I think at least 4,000. My aim is $4,000 or $4,042, where we hit support. But even then, that's a weaker support than like $3,800, which is where we could potentially go, especially for following this ascending price channel right here. We did have a previous ascending price channel that I was looking at, but I was looking at the wrong thing. I mean, some people want to say this is the ascending price channel, and I'll show you guys. People are wanting to say that this is the ascending price channel, which we haven't broken out of this channel right here at the bottom to the downside. So I guess you could say that this is a price channel, but I'm looking at this. This is more relevant to the historical charts. So, like I said, guys, 4,600 reversal, retracement, and we could look at anywhere from like a 10% retracement to like a 16% retracement. I mean, you could see a 5% retracement, but I'm thinking it's like a 10 to 12%, 10 to 16% retracement if we do hit this $4,600 level. But right here, 4,000. If not, we could be going down to 4,800 or the strong support at $3,500. So the worst is over. Now we see a reversal on the MACD heading downward right here. And I want to say the RSI is bearish, but it's not. If we don't pick up steam here, we're going to be heading down. That's just how it is. But that's what I'm looking at this current moment. We could go ahead and look at Litecoin real quick, which is irrelevant to look at, honestly, because it follows Bitcoin so precisely. You think Litecoin is at a good buying price right now for long-termers? Well, I think that, like I said, Litecoin follows Bitcoin precisely. So if Bitcoin starts heading down, which we don't have a confirmation that that's going to happen. We're very neutral right now. We don't have a lot of price action, low volume. If Bitcoin falls down, Litecoin is going to follow. And if Bitcoin goes up, Litecoin is going to fall. Now, we had an inverse head and shoulders that was forming that I posted on my Twitter that didn't complete. When I posted it, it still hadn't complete. We had to hit $57 for Litecoin in order to hit that next milestone to break out of that inverse head and shoulders. So I'm going to show you guys. We're going to go to, I guess, no, we're going to GDAX. What am I doing? I'm losing my mind. Yeah, it follows Bitcoin precisely. So let's go to Litecoin USD. And we can also, I'm going to open up the forecast that I gave to you guys. This is my Litecoin forecast. Now, as you can see, this line right here, we could basically delete it because I was basing it off the historical charts here. And what we're seeing is long-term consolidation right here. That's exactly what we're basically seeing. We have like we're just bouncing up and down. I think we could still hit a bottom of like $47 for Litecoin if Bitcoin hits down to like $3,800. So that's what we're seeing is consolidation, basically consolidation here. This bar was never like supposed to be following it precisely. It was supposed to be following it at the very end of this forecast, but it looks like it's going to be extended, guys. the Viacoin developers tweeting about me. Hold on, we gotta check this out. Hold on. I'm sure someone probably said something. It's like crypto Hedge. Let's check it out. I don't even know. I gotta text my friend. Just texted me. We gotta freeze real quick. We gotta figure out what is this guy saying. What is? It's so funny. It's like things go around fast in the community. Let's see. It's probably like this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Whoa. All right, so let's get back to the charts. I want to find out what his Twitter is in a second. I've been on his Twitter, but I haven't. I don't know his Twitter by heart, so I don't follow him. All right, so let's get back to Litecoin. Nope, we're not getting back to Litecoin yet. We're about to get the beef. All right. Oh my